Frustrated? Are you feeling like you're the only one doing all the work in your marriage? Trying to keep the family together, but your spouse just seems to be lazy? Are you about to stop working hard at your marriage? You don't need to. You just need to learn how to start working what I call working smart. And I'll show you how. Because in this video, I will be sharing two ways a husband and two ways a wife can start working smart, hard to better their marriage. And towards the end, I will reveal to you my best advice to overcome laziness in your marriage. Welcome back to the all new Total Marriage Transformation channel. And if you're new, I'm Dr. Delroy Fredericks of Hope Conquers Marriage Enrichment, where I help couples overcome and transform their marriage personally and spiritually so that they can create a more loving and functional family. Now let's get into the video. Work, work, work. Hard work pays off, they say. You've probably heard this saying also. Hard work pays off. And you partly believe it. This is why you have actually been working pretty hard at your marriage. Type work hard in the comment section if you partly believe that hard work pays off. But the times when you have seen little or no results, you just feel as though you want to give up. Sometimes in marriage, there are seasons when we may feel as though we would want to give up. And as a result, you're frustrated to the point where you not only want to give up, but some of you watching have already give up. But I want you to pause and take a look at this video until the end. Now, I'm well aware that when you work, you want to see results. And when you see results, it motivates you to keep working hard. A simple formula: husband works hard plus wife works hard equals rewards for the marriage, and it motivates you to keep working hard. But I understand that it does become frustrating to a husband when he believes he is the only one working hard and the wife is just chilling. I don't want to use the word chilling, but I'll use the word chilling. It also becomes frustrating to a wife when she believes she is working hard at the marriage and the husband is just, yeah, I'll use that word again, chilling. Even more frustrating is when both the husband and the wife are working very hard at the marriage, but because there is no tangible rewards that they can see, they feel as though they want to give up. Don't give up. Because I've talked to so many couples and I've concluded that in marriage, hard work does pay off, but the rewards are even higher for what I'm calling smart hard work. Smart work. What is smart work? Well, smart work is working hard based on your God given roles for a husband and for a wife. So, husbands, I'm going to give you two ways where you can work smart hard. And the two ways are by leading your wife and loving your wife God's way. Now, husbands, if you are watching this video, type in the comment, lead with love. Lead with love. I'm going to start with the husbands. So the first way, husbands, to work smart hard, a husband as leader must first acknowledge that he is leader. Now, husbands have no problems acknowledging this. And he must also know who has given him the leadership status. He might have a little understanding of this because the Bible states in 1 Corinthians 11:3, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. You must come to the understanding, husbands, that God has given the man leadership status based on his order for the family. But to execute this leadership role, the husband must be connected to Christ. And this is why many husbands are not executing this role to its fullest because they are not truly connected to Christ. The more connected, the more wisdom a husband will have to lead. And the more connected, the more understanding he will have to love his wife. Wives, I'm going to connect this. I'm going to show you how I'm going to connect this all together shortly. But let me deal with the husbands right now. The second way, husbands, to work smart, hard, is to understand how to love your wife. So, husbands ought to love their wives as their own body. He who loves his wife loves himself, for no one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, just as the Lord does the church. That's Ephesians 5:28 and 29. Husbands, the smart advice I can give you is this: love your wife the way you would want to be loved. Lead your wife the way you would want to be led. As an exercise or an action step, husbands, I need you to take some time after watching this video and write down, let's say, one thing that you can do to initiate your leadership role. One thing you can do. As an example, you can maybe call a meeting with your spouse and share one or two things that you would like to see accomplished in the marriage in the next maybe 3 to 6 months. This is called having a vision for your marriage. And we have done a workshop on this. You know what, husbands, you can comment vision in this comment section if you would like to see me either do a video on marriage vision, and I would look into doing that. Now, some of you wives, I know, some of the wives watching this now and saying, I want that video too. Well, you can comment vision also, because it does take two to create a marriage vision. So you can comment vision also if you're a wife and watching this video. Now, wives, let's get to you now. Husbands, you can relax a little bit. Let me get to the wives. Wives, two ways you can work smart, hard at your marriage. And the ways that you can do this is by learning how to respect your husband and how to submit to his leadership or headship position. Wives, I want you to comment, respectfully submit. It's not a bad word, not a bad word, not a bad word. Respectfully submit. I'll show you how this connects to working smart in your marriage. Ephesians 5:33 says this, and it starts back, it connects back with the husband. It says, husbands, however, each of you, husband also, must love his wife as he loves himself. And then it ends by saying, and the wife must respect her husband. Now, wives, you may not know this. I'm going to give you some knowledge right now. Wives, listen up to me. Listen. The quickest way to help your husband to become the best leader is through respect. I'm going to say that one more time. I want you to pay attention. The quickest way to help your husband to become the best leader is through respect. When a man feels respected by his wife, it changes the dynamics of the relationship. And to him, respect simply means speaking highly of. Respect means holding him in high regard. Respect means that there must be times to praise. Wives, listen to me. Every time you let your husband have a piece of your mind, I know sometimes you do. Every time you let your husband have a piece of your mind, you lose what I call, or what we call, respectability points. You see, you need to work hard, and you need to work smart hard at respecting your husband. And one of the things you can do, wives, and this is going to be a game changer if you try this. I need you to take some time as an action step after watching this video and write down, let's say, one thing you admire about your husband's character trait. That's where we'll go. And then you'll just tell him. Now, the way that I want you to tell him might confuse him, but I want you to try this. And I want you to use this exact framework. You can say something like, honey, or whatever you call him, boo. I don't know. I'm just saying, whatever you call him. I really admire, and you list one thing, your kindness, or your patience, or your creativity. And then tell him that it really adds to his leadership quality. This is key words that allow men to listen. When he hears admire, and when he hears leadership and is attributed to him, he starts to listen. You got to try this. All you'll say, thank you for that, probably give him a hug, and then walk away. It is going to confuse him. But I want you to try it. And when you do, come back to this video and leave me a comment in terms of the results after you did that. I'm excited to really see those comments coming in. So that was the first way, respect. The second way, wives, listen to me, is to work smart hard at learning submission. But not just submission, submission with a gentle spirit. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 3 from 1 to 4. I'm going to read this in its entirety because I think it really brings out exactly what I'm trying to allow you to understand. So the Bible says, wives, in the same way, submit yourselves to your own husband, so that if any of them do not believe the word, they may be won over without words by the behavior of their wives, when they see the purity and reverence of your lives. Your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as elaborate hairstyles and the wearing of gold jewelry and fine clothing. Rather, listen to this, it should be that of your inner self, unfading beauty, and of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. Wow, are you getting this? God says you should submit. And submit here just means placing yourself under because of God's order of the family, where he says the man is head. And it's not a bad thing when you truly understand this and you start to practice this. I'm telling you, it will change the dynamics of your relationship. It also does not mean that you're less than, because God said he created the man and the woman in his image. So I always like to say this, that men and women are equal in essence, but different in function. So, wives, you must submit to your husband's position because of his role, which is to lead the family. Wives, type position if you're getting this. I want to make sure you're understanding and getting this. Type position in the comment section. It's like, as an example, a police officer. You get pulled over. You don't got to like that police officer, but you submit and show respect for his position. At home, you can only function as a wife in your God-given role as a wife when you are able to submit. And in the home, we know that it's important when there is only one clearly defined head and everyone under that head understands that. Wives, your work becomes easier when you learn how to truly submit God's way. So far, husbands, you got two ways to work smart hard. And wives, you got two ways to work smart hard. But what should you do? Or what do you do if your spouse just lazy? What do you do if you're looking at this video and you're in a season of laziness and it has killed your motivation to work smart, or even to work smart hard? What do you do? Well, I'm glad you asked, because my best advice to you to help you to overcome laziness is actually connected back to your faith. Now, in one of my last videos, I shared how I had to come into this new understanding that faith always has an object and usually involves trust in the character of a person. And I gave the chair analogy. So I need you to watch that video after you finish watching this. I'll put the link in the description. Because smart, hard work is going to build on this understanding. When you build your faith in the interventions and the strategies and the things that you're learning, and you build your faith in your spouse, you start believing that your spouse is actually going to make the marriage better. When that thinking changes, this helps you to overcome the laziness and increases motivation, and you will start doing the work. How will you know? Well, as an example, you'll take action by applying what you have learned in this video. And I know it'll work, because over 18 years of marriage and helping numerous couples, I have seen the change and transformation that happens when you overcome laziness and you are motivated to do the work. I'm rooting for you. I know you can do it. You have to root for you. You have to know that you can do it. But it begins by doing the work. No work, no marriage. That's not God's will. It is God's will for you to thrive in your marriage. Now, if you found this video valuable, subscribe. I post a new video every week. Like, share, and leave a comment on other ways that you feel if you can work hard, smart, or smart hard in your marriage. And if you want to learn how to use your faith to motivate you to work at your marriage, remember to watch this video now. See you in the next video.